Hey guys, welcome back to Curing My Depression with a Miata. I have chosen to call this episode Retail Therapy for one main reason. We will be spending money. Here I have the TRQ full front suspension rebuild. Here I have 4 brand new coilovers. I forgot the brand. They were a pretty penny. And here, 2 sway bar links. Now, I won't be installing these things myself today because I gave myself the opportunity to install them myself, and that's why you guys haven't seen this car since the last video. So I will be loading these stuff up and taking it to a shop not too far from here that I trust. Maybe they'll let me film there, maybe not. Regardless, I need to hit the road because I told them I'd be on my way and that I had to find all the stuff. So let's go ahead and load all this stuff up and hit the road. That does present my first challenge though, or I'm not really sure if all this is going to fit in the Miata because I kind of already have a lot of crap back there. So it looks like the suspension kit is all I could really fit up there, but that's why we also have a passenger seat. It's to store your coilovers, I think. At least I haven't found another use for it yet, but if I do, I'll let you know. Oh, shit. Almost forgot the most important thing. That jumped right into the driver's seat. The hope is that we take the car to them and they fix it all, and then I like driving it again. Because to be honest with you, I went to Japan for about a week not that long ago, and when I got back, the first car that I wanted to drive was my Miata. So it was the first car I drove. I took it up the Snake for the first time since the road is reopened, and it was just okay. Like the car itself, it was nothing super enjoyable. Like it was nice to have the top down. Like everything about the Miata experience itself was fun and I understood it, but the car did not drive even half as well as I really wanted it to. So that kind of made me kick myself in the ass and be like, all right, it's time. I gotta fucking get my Miata finished. And clearly I hadn't done it myself and wasn't gonna do it myself, so it was time to have someone else do it. So I'm hoping that when I get my car back, it'll be very nice and very much what I want. Also, sorry that the audio is gonna be kind of crap. My microphone died as I was getting out of the driveway, so that's really cool. The scenario I'm worried about finding myself in is that I go through all this work and I'm still not super happy with the car, because as it stands right now, honestly, after that last drive and after just kind of having it sit for weeks, the Miata is pretty high up on my chopping block of shit I want to get rid of. So hopefully all of this right now makes the car feel a lot better and gives me the motivation to drive it more and then not sell it and then have it work as more of a cure to my depression rather than a cause of it, because right now it is dangerously close to being in that cause of it scenario. They were a little too busy for me to go ahead and waste their time putting them on camera, but they on the rear of the Miata there's a little subframe alignment brace thing, and it looks like that on my car is starting to go out, so that will also need to be welded. We'll go ahead and figure that out, but we'll go ahead and update it more when the car's done rather than when I'm just kind of standing in front waiting. So we'll see when the car's done. Hey guys, welcome back to the get this beta shit out of here. Cool, so last time we spoke, I was dropping the Miata off at my local trusted mechanics Accelerated, and it took a couple weeks for the car to get finished, and by the time that it was finished, I was deathly ill. So I tried to take the car out and make a video, which we can watch now. Last time you saw my Miata, it had a cracked dashboard, a destroyed roof, a broken window regulator, fucked up seats, and bad tags, and I think no title. Yeah, definitely no title last time you guys saw this car. So where are we with all of that now? Well, I do have a title. The car is now fully registered and fully legal, thank God, because it makes it a lot easier to want to do stuff with the car when I can actually drive it. The suspension underneath is all brand new, like you guys saw at the beginning of this video. The roof has been replaced. I don't remember if I had mentioned that already somewhere, but I probably haven't. So there you go. This is me mentioning it now. The roof is replaced. I just need to get the window seals for it. Now, on Mas Miata, there are about 74 each, and there's 3 seals aside. So there's 6 seals, and I just cannot afford that. And I haven't had the money to be able to afford the seals for the windows, so I wouldn't consider this car fully sealed yet. Which brings me on to my next thing, the torn up seats.
They are the exact same seats you guys saw in that first video currently in the car. Because my window doesn't seal, because I don't have these seals, I don't want to put new seats in here. Well, they're not new, but nice seats in here and just have them be ruined by the fact that this top stool isn't perfect. So I'm just leaving these shitty seals in here for now. I also like getting out of the car by standing on the seats, and I don't really want to stand on the nice seats. I'd rather ruin these seats some more rather than ruin some nice seats. So that's something I've been lagging on quite a bit. So far on my drive, I have not super enjoyed the Miata. It's really nice having the top down. Like having this much air in my hair and being able to see this much around me is super different, and it is a lot of fun. But because I'm so tall and big and muscular and handsome, I do feel a little close to the windshield. So I still do feel a little more trapped in than I felt like if I were maybe a little bit smaller. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking that part a little bit too much. Definitely am enjoying being out here. I got to the top of the canyon and my ears popped and it felt like my sinuses cleared. And I was like, oh my God, this is what I needed. I just needed to drive my Miata. But looks like my sinuses are getting clogged up again. So I might just need to drive a little bit more. So I wanted to spend some time alone, just me and the Miata. So you join us about maybe 30 minutes since my last little clip there. And I just keep going back and forth with how I feel about the car. On the one hand, it's so great to be out in Southern California with the top down, the sun in my face, and like this beautiful scenery around me. That's all fantastic. And the Miata has been doing a great job at doing that. But every time I'm on the road alone and there's nobody in front of me, I just keep finding myself a little disappointed. I don't know if this is like a meet your hero situation or maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I'm driving it wrong, but I just find the steering to be a little vague. I just find the car to be a little too slow. And I don't know, I just find the whole like actual canyoning experience to be a little lackluster, which to be honest with you is how I felt when I drove the Miata the first time when I was, when it was shitty. I don't know, maybe I just need to drive it more or I need to change my driving style, but I worry that even in blaming myself and trying to take blame for my not liking of the Miata, rather than saying, no, the Miata is not a good car for me, I'm trying to say, no, I am not a good driver for the Miata. This is clearly my fault before it's the car's. But see, even there, look, man, I'm just trying to drive the car with one fucking hand around some corners that are nothing. I could do this in my fit without a real issue. And yet the Miata seems to want to fight me through it. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm at fault. I don't know. I'm like, is this maybe just a little older than what I want? Am I really just like a 2000s car guy? I wouldn't really consider myself one. There are a lot of 80s, 90s cars that I really love. But, I just... I'm not in love, unfortunately. I don't know. I just remember taking the Mustang down this exact same part and being immediately like enamored with it. And I'm just not on the same page with the Miata. I don't know. I just do not, unfortunately, know. Like I said, I'm willing to take blame. I don't know. Maybe we just need more time. Hang on. I'll be back. Let me get some alone time. Let me get some more alone time, actually. We'll see.
Yeah, I unfortunately by the end of that was not super excited on the Miata. Honestly, it kind of made me want to sell it. I put all that money and time into it, and I was like, damn, dude, this thing kind of doesn't drive how I want it to, and it still has a long way to go, and I'm not really sure if it's making a compelling argument in order to kind of continue its existence in my life. But that was until I slept on it a little bit. On that Sunday that I filmed that video, I was incredibly sick, but the next morning on Monday, I did feel a little bit better. And when it was time to go to work, what keys did I grab? Did I grab my Fit keys or my BMW keys or hell, maybe even my Saab keys? No, I grabbed my Miata keys. And that pattern continued. I was unable to put down my Miata keys for about the next week and a half. In fact, so much so, I was able to develop this problem.
So, I don't know. I should have also... Let's go home, and then we'll deal with that when I'm not like 40 minutes away from my house and about 30 from my job. So I don't know. Let's go home. It'll be okay.
And eventually that led to it kind of never going away. It did that shrieking sound on startups, and I was able to kind of like, ignore that enough because it was only one to drive, or you know, it's like every time I would start it, it would screech like crazy. Because I was unable to stop driving it, one day I took it to Los Angeles, and on the drive there, the screeching started and would not go away. Even on the freeway, I was hearing it go. So I pulled over to the side of the road at a liquor store, and I begged the liquor store patrons to let me borrow a pair of scissors or a knife or something to cut off the accessory belt, because I had convinced myself that either the power steering pump or the air conditioning pump were the culprits of this incredible screeching noise. So I go to a liquor store, and they let me borrow these pink pair of scissors for me to go over and cut my accessory belt. And so I do it. But the scissors, of course, aren't sharp enough to cut off this belt. So I'm there sitting, sawing the belt off using one end of these pink scissors. I finally get the belt off. I'm so proud of myself. I'm like, cool, now I can finish my drive to Los Angeles in my Miata like what I wanted to do. This is the best case scenario. I go to start the car after cutting the belt, and then no, it was my main belt. And so that means whatever was causing this noise was either my alternator, which was fresh replaced when I bought the car, I did it myself, or it was going to be my water pump failing, and I was not looking forward to how big of a job that could have been. I decide, however, to press on. I don't care. I'm upset the fact that my car is giving me issues, especially because I was just coming to love the car. Like, I had problems with the car in that video that I just showed you guys, but now that I had it back and I was really hyped on it and driving it, it decides to break down on me. I go, fuck that, and I continue my drive to Los Angeles. It makes it no problem. The belt squeal goes away eventually, and then it doesn't return for a couple days. After maybe another week of me daily driving it here and there, it hasn't really made the belt squeal outside of the cold starts anymore. So I decide, hey, why not take it for another big drive? So I take the car all the way from my house in the valley to Santa Monica, which is about a 40-45 minute drive. I make it there, no problem, and I drive around Santa Monica, no problem, and on my way home, I'm even able to hit the canyons and really enjoy my car. But then, about a mile from my house, the belt squeal returns, and I'm like, God, it won't go away. And this is like, while the car is running, it's getting louder the more I rev up, and it does feel like this might be the end. And I'm a mile from my house. I pop the hood, I see if maybe I can see what's making the noise, because finally, like, it's doing it consistently enough where I could pop the hood and take a gander and then hopefully see something interesting. But I open the hood, and if you know how the Miatas work, actually, so as you can see, a lot of the belt and all the pulleys are behind the huge intake on this car. So while I was on the side of the road trying to glance in there, I could only really get little peeks in there. I couldn't really tell what was going on. So I get back on the road and just decide, fuck it, dude, I'll figure it out when I get home. And about halfway down my mileage commute home, the battery light comes on, and I think, it was my alternator this whole time, and the alternator just failed. Fuck. And that's my water pump gone too, because they're off the same belt. So I'm on my drive home. The temperature is slowly rising as I'm driving home because I have no water pump going, and I still haven't fixed my fan. So I've still had heating issues in this car already. So it was already kind of prone to them. But thanks to a combination of me not being that far and me turning off the car every time I was able to, we were able to make it home with no overheating issues besides, it getting a little hot. Yeah, that was it. I parked it at my house and was like, this is tomorrow's problem. And tomorrow came. Turns out the belt was just incorrectly placed. I don't know. It looks like my belt was hitting against things, because I was able to find chunks of rubber fucking everywhere, like where the belt used to be. And the next morning, after I get that fuck-ass, big-ass intake out of the way, I'm able to check everything. The water pump spins smoothly. The alternator spins smoothly. So I'm like, fuck, I don't know. There's no like tensioner or anything, and it's not gonna be the crankshaft that's making that noise. So I don't know. So I go to AutoZone, I buy a new belt, I slap it on, and I start it. No issues. No issues at all. What I had noticed is that on the back of the locking bolt, like on the alternator, it was still a little loose and kind of incorrectly put on. So I made sure that when I did the belt, I had it nice and locked and tightened up. And yeah, I've put another couple hundred miles on this new belt, and I haven't had a single squeal, a single problem. So the Miata is back on the road. So that's kind of the biggest thing that happened to the Miata while you guys have been gone. The suspension feels great. It's bouncy, obviously, because they're coilovers, but it feels really good. I definitely need to roll the fenders. It was getting so bad that on my front fenders, instead of them being rolled, they were starting to get flared out because the wheel was kind of pulling on the lip of the fender and pushing it out. So that was not ideal. I did take it actually a couple hours ago to get the fenders rolled, but unfortunately the roller was too small for my car. So I'm gonna have to find somebody else to help me with that, because I don't particularly trust myself to do it. If it was just the fenders, I wouldn't really care, because if I fuck them up, whatever, dude. Oh, red Miata fenders? Where the hell am I gonna find those? Especially shitty looking ones. Oh man, those must be a dime. Those must be $1 a dozen. Rare. I don't know. That's 100 times the price of a dime a dozen. It must be rare, right? It's the quarter panels that scare me, because I have seen so many Miatas with bad quarter panels. So many Miatas with just chungus, warped, dented, fucked up quarter panels. And surprisingly, for as many problems as my Miata has, the quarter panels are really good. So I don't want to be the guy to fuck them up. So that being said, as much as I keep driving the car and as much as I have it up here today with you guys, it doesn't mean it's the end of all my woes. As I previously mentioned, I still need to do the radiator fan. I can really only drive this car if I know I'm not hitting heavy traffic. And even with the slightest traffic, if I don't have the heater on full blast, it will come back to bite me. And then besides that, the shifter bushings feel like fucking garbage. They genuinely feel awful. So I bought the Cobalt upgraded shifter rebuild kit, so we will be putting that in the next episode. And once the car is a little bit more reliable, I need to find what's next for this car, because the retail therapy kind of worked. You know, the suspension and especially getting the car registered fully under my name and being able to legally drive it has completely changed my outlook on the car. I haven't driven this car in about 2 days, and both days I really, really wanted to. I really miss this car. I don't want to be without it. It has totally won me over. I don't know how else to describe it. Whenever I'm in this car, the problems in my life feel so little. Just like the car, because I'm in a little tiny car. I don't know. I just like it. Honestly, I even like it to the point where I've started driving it with the top up occasionally, just to avoid the hassle of having to put the roof up and down and having to avoid the hassle of the wind. Because, like, you know, before I owned the Miata, I was the idea of the Miata hardtop was so stupid to me. I'm like, dude, it's a convertible car. Like, half of the appeal is that you can sit here and put your hands all the way up and then really, really dog people when you're mad at them on the road. You know, like that's what it's all about in these situations. But instead, you're gonna get a hardtop and you're just gonna be trapped in this little tiny car. Totally changed my tune on that. I get it, because the car still drives fun. The car still drives just as good with the top up, except it's a little less annoying because you don't have a bunch of wind flying in your hair and your eyes. But I still won't do it. $2,000 is about as much as I pay for the car. I'm not going to pay that just to keep myself trapped in the car. Even though it would solve my current window seal issue, because I forgot to mention that. I still need the window seals. I found somebody who has them, but he has them used and he wants them kind of expensive. So I want to see if they fit and seal well before I pay for them, which I think he's down for. So we'll find that out for sure. But that probably won't be on. I feel awkward about filming with strangers. I'm like, hey, I know I'm picking shit up of you off of Marketplace, but will you appear in my YouTube video for me? I don't think I can do that one. I just noticed there's 3 holes drilled into the side of my tombstone on the passenger side. I just switched out this tombstone too, because my other one was cracked, and this one is just as bad. No, it's not just as bad because it took me days to realize this, but the cracked tombstone that I used to have, that was a big bother constantly. Cool. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. I love you.
I know I said that was the end of the video, but I actually did change my mind. It did occur to me that I did a lot of talking and not a lot of showing of why I've been having a lot of fun with this car and why I love this car so much. Unfortunately, the little phone stand I used to film inside video, like inside the cars while I'm in the canyons, broke while I was doing the song video. So I won't be able to do any canyon driving today with you guys, but I can still show off a little of why this car is so fun. Check it out. Fuck it, one more for the road. I've never done a J-turn before. I'm gonna try it for the first time. We'll see if it works. Remember kids, never quit while you're ahead. Always go for one more. All right. Before I go to jail, I love you. Good night.